What we do here is go back, 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 back.
Welcome to this historic Larks Park on the 75th anniversary season of Hayes Larks Baseball. Tonight's Mountain Baseball League contest is the middle game of a three-game series featuring the Denver Cougars and your Hayes Larks. They're currently 7-1 overall, 4-1 in the league, while the Cougars are 3-9 entering tonight's game. Free admission to tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of Next Step and Glassman Corporation of Hayes. We greatly appreciate these fine people and their support of Hayes Larks Baseball. And now let's meet tonight's starters for your Hayes Larks.
Yeah, baby.
Leading off and playing second base from the University of Sioux Falls, number 2, Grant Long. Batting second, the first baseman from Cochise Community College, number 17, Cam Pearson. Third, the designated hitter from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 16, Wyatt Divis. Fourth for the Larks, from Fort Hays State University, the left fielder, number 21, Grant Schmidt. Fifth for the Larks, tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage batter, the center fielder from East Tennessee State, number 8, Leo Jimian. Sixth, the shortstop from the University of Nebraska, number 9, Cora Jackson. Seventh, playing third base from Kansas City Community College, number 4, Palmer Hutchison. Batting eighth for the Larks, the catcher from Murray State Community College, number 7, Brady Evans. The right fielder, number 33, Dylan Riley. On the mound tonight, tonight for the Larks from the University of Tennessee, number 31, Jake Fitzgibbons. And in his 40th season with the Larks, please welcome the head coach, Mr. Frank Leo. Pitching coach is Keith Harper. Assistant coach is Max McGuire.
Where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 10 of the 2021 Hayes Larks season and their 75th anniversary. This is game 2 of the 3-game series versus the Denver Cougars. On the mound for your Larks is Jake Fitzgibbons. out of the University of Tennessee. His second appearance on the year. This is start number 1. Just joined the team recently. And the first 2 pitches he throws to the leadoff hitter, Braden Duhan, missed the zone. 2 balls and no strikes on Duhan, who grounds this one right at Fitzgibbons. Jumps a little bit, takes it off his feet, and throws to Pearson. A leadoff ground out for the Denver Cougars. That'll bring us to Yuki Yoshimura, who battled an injury in yesterday's game at the third base spot and is getting his second start against the Larks this season tonight. Yoshimura in yesterday's game at the plate batted second, went 1 for 5, and scored 1 of the 4 runs for the Cougars. Yesterday, a 10-4 victory for the Larks, win number 8 of the season. 1-0 on Yoshimura. Fitzgibbons faced 6 batters on Wednesday and started 4 of them out with a first pitch strike. The first 2 batters he faces here today don't get a first pitch strike. Swing and a miss. This one a hard cut from Yoshimura, 1-2. Fitzgibbons on Wednesday went 2 innings strong, struck out 3, no hits or no walks, and no runs scored. 1-2 cut from Yoshimura, takes it to the backstop. One away, bases empty in the top of the first. Fitzgibbons a southpaw, a nice slider, just misses inside. Nice pitch with a lot of movement. 2-2. Fitzgibbons, a 5'11 freshman from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, stayed in state to play for the Volunteers, who are looking for a College World Series title right now. Yoshimura stays alive and fouls this one over to the left side.
Give away dollar bills for foul balls, courtesy of the Hayes Police Department, when you return them to the Larks Nest.
2-2 is the count. Anderson on deck with Pennington in the hole for the Cougars. The 2's delivery from Fitzgibbons, swing and a miss. Yoshimura can't get to that one, and his strikeout number 4 on the season for Fitzgibbons through 2 2/3. That brings us to Landon Anderson, the right fielder. His first look at Fitzgibbons this year. Anderson batted third yesterday, went 0 for 4, striking out 2 times. A combined effort for the Larks of Divis, Blue, and Brown on the mound. Divis got the start, went 6 innings strong, 6 strikeouts, just 1 earned run. Blue came in relief through 2 innings, 3 earned runs, 2 hits, no strikeouts, 3 walks. Then Cade Brown came in for the 9th, shut the door, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no other runners. 1-2 is the count on Anderson. Southpaw goes from the windup, swing and a miss, strikes out back-to-back batters on a nice pitch right there. Strikeout number 2 on the day and 5 on the season. That sends us to the bottom of the first. No score from Larks Park in North Central Kansas. Bottom of the first here from Larks Park in Hayes, Kansas. Grant Lung will lead it off for Hayes. First delivery to Lung from Dylan Grierson, high 1-0. This is Grierson's 6th appearance of the season and the Cougars' 13th game. The 1-0 to Lung fouled over to the left side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Grierson 0-2 on the year. This is just his second start. His other 4 appearances are in relief. Has thrown 11 innings in 2/3, striking out 14, walking 6. Fastball outside to Lung here, 2-1 counts. 13 runs have scored on Grierson on the mound, just 8 of those earned. Makes for an ERA of 6.17. The 2-1 home to Grant Lung. He sends to center field. Terwilliger will take about 5 steps back and make the catch in the 8th spot for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. One away base is empty. That'll bring up Cam Pearson.
From Cochise Community College, the first baseman, number 17, Cam Pearson.
Pearson in yesterday's ball game, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 1 RBI and 2 walks. Larks added on to their win streak yesterday. They're now on a 4-game win streak. They're 4-1 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They're in second place, just behind Fort Collins by half a game. As for the Cougars, 3-9 on the year versus the Larks 8-1. The Cougars have lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're 1-4 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, and they're in last place, 3.5 games back. Right here, it's 2-0 on Cam Pearson, batting second for the first time this season. Gerson, a righty, goes home from the windup, gets a called strike on Cam. Two balls and 1 strike, 1 away in the bottom of the first, no score. Game a 6'2 freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. Grierson out of the Denver area sends this one home, and Pearson sends it to the backstop. Pearson reaches down for this one, sends it into left center field, and making the catch is Duwan, calling off Terwilliger. Well hit, well struck on one below the zone, and Pearson is down for the first time today. 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the first.
Texas at Arlington, number 16, Wyatt Divis.
Grierson out of Broomfield, Colorado, a 6'5 freshman that goes to the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, a D2 school outside of Denver. For the Mountain Lions, Grierson made 3 appearances, going 5 1/3 over the course of the season. 4 strikeouts, 9 walks, 4 earned runs, a season ERA of 6.75. 2-0 is the count on the Larks DH Wyatt Divis. Davis didn't hit in yesterday's game. Instead, he picked up win number 3 on the season on the mound. Grounds this one hard to Pennington. Not a whole lot of effort from Pennington. Didn't reach down forward and gives Wyatt Divis his first hit of the day. And for Wyatt Divis, that is hit number 11, his 8th single. And there's a runner on first with 2 outs. That brings us to Grant Schmidt. Wasn't with the team yesterday, but is back and batting cleanup today, getting the start in left field. Cougars line up defensively, Duhan in left, Terwilliger in center, Anderson in right, Yoshimura at third, Iwata at shortstop, Smith at second, Pennington at first, and Coper behind the plates. Grierson goes home from the stretch. The first pitch he'll throw from the stretch is fouled off, 0-1. Larks are swinging here. Grierson has a whip of 1.886. Has hit 4 batters, but gets 44% of the batters he faces out on 3 pitches or less. Very much a contact pitcher. This one will miss low, 1-1. He's thrown to 238 pitches on the season, 139 of those strikes. 58% strikes on the mound, and has an opponent batting average of 308. Davis gets a small lead at first, and we'll get a 1-1 home to Grant Schmidt. He skies it a mile high, and it's going to shallow right center field. Smith will get called off by Anderson and Wright, and that will end the bottom of the first. Larks get a single, but don't move Divis to second. No scores. We move to the second on Larks Network. Top of the second here from Larks Park. Leading it off is Carter Pennington, and he takes a first pitch strike. Fifth first pitch strike that Jake Fitzgibbons has thrown to a batter this year, is now facing his 10th batter. The 1-1 to the cleanup first baseman swung on and fouled off the plate. Quick 1-2 count for Fitzgibbons. On Wednesday, Fitzgibbons threw 68% of his pitches into the zone for a strike. 25 pitches, 17 strikes, faced 6 batters. Got 2 of those out on 3 pitches or less. And this one's going to be popped right into the Larks fan pavilion. And a fan almost makes a play on it. And their count will stay 1-2. Awada on deck with all there in the hole for the Denver Cougars. The 1-2 fastball, Jake Fitzgibbons paints the inside corner and gets his 3rd straight strikeout, the second one looking. Strikeout number 6 through 3 1/3 for Jake. On his A game tonight. 1 away, bases empty in the top of the second, no score. Wanted to the dish now. Kane in yesterday's ball game at the dish, batted 5th just like he is here today, went 2 for 5 with 1 run scored. The exact same lineup from yesterday's ball game for the Cougars. The 0-1 home can't stay with the changeup, but wanted just in front of it, 0-2. Fitzgibbons showing why he got a scholarship from the University of Tennessee in this outing right now. 0-2 fastball with some heat. Pitch to waste, and he does that, misses outside. Jake Fitzgibbons made 7 appearances, went 1-0 for the Tennessee Volunteers this spring, and goes from the windup to 1-2 fastball in the zone. 4 straight strikeouts, 3 straight looking for Jake Fitzgibbons. Now to Morgan Alder, the DH, batting 6th. Fitzgibbons 8 2/3 for Tennessee this year. He struck out 6 and walked just as many. 3 games started, 4 in relief, and had an opponent batting average of .333. 5'11" southpaw from the windup. Getting that fastball with a ton of speed. This one misses outside. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the second inning will be Jeminian, Jackson, and Hutchison, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Changes velocity with this one. Changeup foul tipped in the glove of Evans. Larks line up defensively with Schmidt in left field, Jeminian in center, and Dylan Dreiling in right field. That's the outfield. Hutchison in the infield, starting at the hot corner spot at third, Jackson at shortstop, Grant Long at second base, and Cam Pearson at first. Brady Evans getting the start behind the dish to Hayes for his second straight ball game. Make that 3 straight ball games. Second straight here at Larks Park. This one's going to be lined down the right field line, but drops 4 feet into foul territory. Would have been extra bases, but Fitzgibbons will be happy with the foul ball and take a 2-2 count back to the mound, and Alder will go back to the dish. So we'll go 2-2 right now. Fitzgibbons goes home. Fastball inside. Umpires tonight in this ball game, it's Randy Jordan behind the plate and Tony Vega on the base paths. Game 2 of a 3-game series against the Cougars. Larks looking to win the series today, and the call does not get granted to Fitzgibbons. Home plate umpire Randy Jordan says it's a walk, and it's the first walk of the season for Jake Fitzgibbons. Runner on first with 2 away. I'll bring up Jake Terwilliger, the center fielder, to the box now. For Alder, that is walk number 6 on the season. 1-0 home, fastball low and inside, 2-0. Alder gets a lead at first base. Pearson there to hold him. The 2-0 home. Again, fastball low and inside. Evans blocks it and keeps the runner at first. Fitzgibbons, a 2020 preseason perfect game All-American and a 2020 perfect game preseason All-Southeast Region selectee. Takes a deep breath on the mound and will go home looking to throw his first strike here to Terwilliger. And the center fielder's taking all the way. Hitters counts for Terwilliger. This one fouled over to the right side. Late on the swing is Terwilliger. Not quite as warm here tonight as it was yesterday. About 15 degrees cooler. Slight breeze moving in from left field. After being down the count 3-0, Fitzgibbons gets 2 strikes. 1 taking and 1 on a foul ball. Nice changeup. And Randy Jordan doesn't give him the inside corner. Nice pitch. Didn't get the call, didn't get a swing. And that's a second straight walk for the Cougars. Number 2 on the season for Fitzgibbons on the mound. For Terwilliger, that is walk number 14 on the season. That is the team leading one. The closest guy is Carter Pennington. He has 7. 2 on, 2 out in the second. No score from Larks Park. I'll bring up Jake Coper to the mound, the catcher, batting 8th. Evans going to go talk with Fitzgibbons and goes back behind the dish. 2 freshmen right there. Brady Evans, his class of 2019, and then had his first year college cut short. So has 3 years of eligibility left. Jake Fitzgibbons, a class of 2020 player, and had his first year of college in this past 2 semesters. 1-0 on Coper. Smith on deck, Duan in the hole for the Cougars. After striking out the first 2 this inning, Jake Fitzgibbons is allowed 2 walks, and he throws his 3rd straight ball right here, 2-0 on the catcher. Southpaw looks in. Evans gives him the signs. The fastball nicely placed in the zone, 2-1. Cougars got runs in the 4th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning, and that's the Larks. The Cougars got runs in the 1st and 8th innings. Denver scored 1 in inning number 1 and then 3 in inning number 8 in a 4-10 loss. Swing and a miss, 2-2 count. Larks got runs in the 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th. secured victory number 8 on the year. Two. Jake Fitzgibbons gets his 5th strikeout of the night, number 8 on the season. Leaves 2 runners on base and sends us to the bottom of the 2nd, no score. Bottom of the 2nd, leading it off is tonight's beverage batter, the center fielder, Leo Jiminian out of St. Lo, France. The first delivery home from Grierson to him. Slider does catch the inside part of the plate, called strike on Jiminian. On the mound, Grierson allowed a 1 hit and got 3 flyouts. And gets a pop-up over to the right side. Pennington chases it, and the ball will bounce for the first time in the bullpen out of play. 0-2. Jiminian in yesterday's ball game batted 6th, 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored, drove in 2 runs. Picked up 4 total bases, 2 doubles. And he's down on strikes. The first strikeout on the day for Grierson, number 15 on the season. That'll bring up Cord Jackson to the dish.
The shortstop from the University of Nebraska, number 9, Cord Jackson.
Jackson batted 5th yesterday. Him and Jiminian flipped in today's lineup. Jackson yesterday 0 for 3, struck out twice but did score 1 run, and is going to be hit by his first pitch. Hit by a pitch, number 5 on the mound for Dylan Grierson on the season. Larks fans, make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're watching the game. Hit the notification bell. You'll get notified every time we go live for each game this season. Ball gets away from Coper, and Jackson goes to second, rounds second, and Coper doesn't hustle for it and throws to third base, and the ball is over the head of Yoshimura. Just a rough sequence right there for the Cougars. The throw home will not get Jackson. Grierson dropped it, and Coper shakes his head, and Cord Jackson gives the Larks a 1-0 lead, going from first to home on the pass ball and throwing air. So clear the base is a 1-0 count on Hutchison. Pitch number 2 to Hutchison, pot back, And Coper chases it and is very frustrated with himself now after the wild pitch. And throwing error, he drops this one and foul territory off his glove right in front of his head coach, Mark Cerullo. Bad sequence for the Cougars here in the second. And Smith's going to talk with Grierson on the mound, try and get him settled down after some unfortunate situations. 1-1 on Hutchison. Core scoring just now for Jackson. That is run scored, number 11 on the season. He's second on the team. Now breaking a three-way tie with Long and Jaminian. Now stands alone in second place behind Cam Pearson. Hutchison waits on this one, ropes it to left field. Duhan moves back and makes the catch in front of the warning track. Well hit ball for the Larks. Hutchison had one of those yesterday where he lined it right at the shortstop, Iwata, who recorded a nice outs on a well hit ball. Two away, bases empty. 1-0 lead for the Larks as Brady Evans, the catcher, makes his way to the plate. Brady caught yesterday's ball game, batted second, and after going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts and 1 walk, gets bumped down 6 spots in the order to 8th. Inside delivery, 2-0. Grierson on the mound, unranked by perfect game, coming out of high school from Westminster, Colorado. 2-1 on a swing and a miss from Evans. We'll go here, 2-1. Inside hitter's count for the catcher from Murray State College. Evans, a 5'8 freshman, batted .294 for the Aggies with an on-base percentage of .391. Not often do catchers have that high of an on-base percentage. Tough call from home plate umpire Randy Jordan. Brady Evans thought he had a walk. It would have been walk number 7 on the season. We'll have a full count. Grierson stands and awaits Evans. Gets close to the plate, the payoff pitch. Inside, adjusts his zone and pulls it. Pulls his bat and fouls the ball off with some backspin. We'll get a second payoff pitch here to Evans. A due up for the Cougars in the third inning. Smith, Duhan, and Yoshimura. Base is empty. The second payoff pitch. Foul to the Larks dugout. Evans working a nice AB here. Will be an 8-pitch at bat on this one. Grierson has now thrown 28 pitches, 16 of those strikes. Has thrown 2 first pitch strikes to the first 7 batters he faces. Payoff pitch number 3 is going to be walk number 7 for Brady Evans. It's a 8-pitch walk, and he's aboard for the first time today, his second time on this series, both on walks. We'll get a courtesy runner. It'll be Zach Henry. They high five, and Evans will go get suited up to catch inning number 3. Dylan Dreiling to the box now, getting his first look at Grierson. Dreiling just finished up his junior year of high school yesterday in the ball game against the Cougars. 0 for 3 with 1 run scored. That was after he walked. First game in that Dylan did not appear in at the plate, or did appear in at the plate, that he didn't get a hit. Dylan has 4 singles, 1 double, and 4 RBIs on the year. 2 away, Henry with speed at first gets a lead. And no advancement, and the throw home misses the zone. 1-0, 2 outs, base is empty. Dreiling bats in the left-hander's batter's box. Henry gets his lead. The throw home. Inside, 2-0. Larks brought 4 hitters to the plate in the first. This is number 5 here in the second. They scored 1 run. That was when Cord Jackson went first to home off of a wild pitch and an overthrow to third. The 2-0 to Dreiling. Misses low. 3 straight balls to Dreiling. 4 straight balls on the mound for Grierson. Grierson has allowed 1 hit, struck out 1 and walked 1. No earned runs as as Jackson scored all the way from Ayers. 4-pitch walk, 5 straight balls on the mound for Grierson. Back-to-back walks for the Larks, and there's 2 on with 2 outs. Fitzgibbons walked 2 straight in the second, but then struck out his 3rd batter of the inning to end and left 2 on, and we're going to get a mound meeting from Mark Cerullo. It is Zach Henry at second, Dylan Dreiling at first, with Grant Lung coming to the dish. Grant flew out to Terwilliger for the first out at the bottom of the first in his lone plate appearance. Grant Lung, a 6-foot redshirt junior for the University of Sioux Falls Cougars, played in all 42 games for the Cougars this year. 42 hits, 38 RBIs, and had a batting average of .290 with an OBP of .383. Longwood ding into the left-hander's batter's box and look to use his veteran approach here against the young freshman Grierson. Grierson goes home from the stretch. Fastball inside, 6 straight balls. 1-0 on the second baseman from Peoria, Arizona. Grierson for the University of Colorado Springs Mountain Lions only had 1 wild pitch this whole season. Threw 1 early in this game, and Zach Henry will steal third. Dylan Dreiling steals second with no throw. Nice jump from Henry, and they don't even want to try him at third. Nobody was even covering second. For Dreiling, there's 2 in scoring position with 2 out and a 2-0 count to Grant Lung, number 2 in the second inning. Make that 8 straight balls. This one above the letters, 3-0. Grierson really struggling with his pitch command right here. For Zach Henry, that was stolen base number 8 in 10 attempts. And for Dylan Dreiling, that was stolen base number 2 on 3 attempts. Grant taking all the way here, the 3-0 home. He's not taking and sends it into center field, and maybe should have taken it as Terwilliger doesn't have to move for this one. Larks leave 2 in scoring position, score 1 run in the second as we move to the third on Larks Network.
Special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the 75-year history of the Hayes Baseball Larks program, so many great individuals have served as important contributors to the program's success. Many of these folks have been with us throughout the weekend. However, there are 2 individuals whose guidance, leadership, and passion for the game and for the organization have helped the Hayes Larks gain recognition as one of the top summer collegiate baseball programs in the country. This evening, we'd like to show our thanks in a very special way to manager Frank Leo and pitching coach Keith Harper. Manager Frank Leo, 40 years this year. Pitching coach Keith Harper, 17 years this year. We also want to especially extend our sincerest gratitude to the wonderful families of these two gentlemen for their own sacrifices of time and energy in support of Hayes Larks baseball. So to Frank and Bob, Keith and Kathy, and your children and grandchildren, please accept our heartfelt love and appreciation for all you've done for the Larks and for the entire Hayes community throughout the years. We love you all.
Top of the third here from Larks Park. Leading it off is the bottom of the order, Aiden Smith. After a brief celebration of Larks head coach Frank Leo in year 40 and Keith Harper, Larks pitching coach, has been along for the ride with them. Fitzgibbons back to the mound, throws a first pitch strike, and now a ball off the turf. 1-1 to Smith, the second baseman, batting ninth for his second straight game. Yesterday's ball game, Smith went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Lefty versus righty matchup. Smith back into the right-hander's batter's box. Fastball from Fitzgibbons, close to the plate, doesn't get the call. Seems like in the past 2 innings, hasn't gotten a majority of the calls from the home plate umpire. 3-1 home. Fastball low. 5-pitch walk. Walk number 3 on the day for Jake Fitzgibbons, and his third in the past 4 batters. Good top of the order to Braden Duhan. Grounded out to Fitzgibbons for the first out of the ball game and his previous AV. Cougars still looking for their first hit. They now have 3 base runners all on walks. Larks have put 4 aboard, 1 hit by pitch, 2 walks, 1 single. Larks no errors, Cougars 1 error. First pitch to Duhan, misses the zone, 1-0. Yoshimura on deck with Anderson in the hole. Runner on first, nobody out in the top of the third. Hayes up 1-0 on Denver. Fastball high and inside, 2-0. Talked about some of Fitzgibbons' accolades earlier. Didn't mention he was a 2019 perfect game preseason All-American, underclass All-American, and recruiting rankings by that service. Was the 19th overall player in Tennessee, the second left-handed pitcher in Tennessee, and the 19th left-handed pitcher nationally. Elite numbers right there for the southpaw from Mount Juliet. 2-0 becomes a 2-1 count as this one's in the zone. Hutchison playing in at third base. Big gap at the middle. Larks not looking truly to turn a double play. Evans gives Fitzgibbons the signs, gives him the location, he hits it. Duhan thought about bunt, pulled it back, and ended up just wasting one of the pitches he could see in this at-bat and hit. Fitzgibbons will try to take advantage of that one on this 2-2 delivery and punches him out. Strikeout number 6 on the day. Excuse me, strikeout number 5 on the day. Struck out 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Yeah, that is strikeout number 6 on the day. Struck out 2 in the first, 3 in the second, now 1 here in the third. Strikeout number 9 on the season. One away, bases empty at second and third, and now second will be occupied as Smith nabs it. That is Smith's third stolen base on 3 attempts. The 1-0 home, line down the left field line, and Cerullo upset at the third base coach's box as home plate umpire Randy Jordan says it went foul. It was truly a judgment call as it bounced somewhere over the base, hit in fair territory, and then bounced over the base into foul territory. It's just a matter of did it go directly over the base or to the left of it. Either way, it's a 1-1 count to Yoshimura. Yoshimura digs into left-hander's batter's box. Runner in scoring position. Skibbins looks home and goes home the 1-1. He hits Yoshimura to step backwards and swing at it. And now it's a 1-2 count. Larks expecting to see Jose Velasquez in relief of Fitzgibbons when the time calls for it. Fitzgibbons was one of 6 pitchers in that game on Wednesday. Velasquez also pitched in it, and Fitzgibbons now has a 2-2 count. Jordan not giving Fitzgibbons the calls. So we'll get set, and Yoshimura wants time before the 2-2 delivery can come home. Fitzgibbons walked Smith to start the inning off, and then Duhan struck out looking, and Smith stole his third base of the season to get to second. The 2-2 delivery swung on again. Yoshimura steps back to foul it off. So we'll go 2-2 again. This delivery home just inside. We'll have a full count. Skibbins looks in. The payoff pitch home. Chopped to the left side. Hutchison will field it in foul territory. Kept his feet fair, but the glove carried over into foul territory to get that ball. So we get a second payoff pitch. Fitzgibbons will apply some chalk to the hand and try to get Yoshimura out for the second time today. Yoshimura 0 for 1 of the day with a strikeout swinging for out number 2 of the ball game back in the first. Larks fans, make sure you follow Larks on Twitter at HayesLarksBB. Get updates when the Larks score, inning updates, and other information. Follow the Larks on Facebook to see items such as this day in Larks history, and other information, game day sponsors, and all that good stuff. And then subscribe to the Larks on YouTube to stay up to date with all things Larks baseball all summer long. The payoff pitch here is going to miss the zone, and Yoshimura picks up a walk, and there's 2 on with 1 out. Fourth walk for Fitzgibbons on 4 tough calls. For Yuki Yoshimura, that is walk number 3. This one is grounded softly over the left side and foul. At the box is Logan Anderson, who's 0 for the day with a strikeout in the first. He went down looking for the third and final out. Larks looking to turn 2 here. 0-1 counts on Anderson, the right fielder. Pennington on deck with Iwata in the hole. Jackson breaks into second, and taking off from second is Smith. A great jump, but a hit and run situation will send it back to second as the swing sends the ball foul. Oh, and 2, this delivery home, fouled back. So we'll stay at 0-2 as Anderson protects the plate. Fitzgibbons has thrown 62 pitches now, 34 of those strikes. Got a 1 ground out, no flyouts, and gets a foul ball right here. And Evans, along with Randy Jordan, the home plate umpire, go to talk to Fitzgibbons. I'm not sure what Jordan's doing on the mound. So we'll stay 0-2 on conference. Runners on first and second, 1 away in the top of the third. 2 walks in this inning and 1 strikeout. Gibbons looks over his shoulder at Smith. Goes home and doesn't get the call again, 1-2. Fitzgibbons' teammate Cortland Lawson on the Tennessee Volunteers still not with the team. 6'2" sophomore from Virginia, looking to win a ring. This one's grounded into left field, and Smith is going to score from second. Yoshimura rounds the bag too hard at second, and Schmidt decides to go to second. And the throw is not in time. RBI single for Anderson.
The first baseman, number 34, Carter Pennington.
For Aiden Smith, that is run score number 11. He leads the team by 2, and that is RBI number 1 on the season for Anderson in his 5th game. First delivery here to Carter Pennington, a tough cut, and fouls it off. 0-1. 1-1 ball game now with still only 1 out. Shows bunt, and the pitch will be in the zone for a called strike 2. Didn't make contact with the bunt attempt. Gibbons goes home. Nice slider. Misses low. We'll go 1-2. Iwata on deck with all there in the hole. Yoshimura gets his lead at second. Anderson creeps down the first base side to get his lead. Nobody holding him on. And the throw home from Fitzgibbons. Fastball outside, 2-2. Pennington at the dish, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. That was Jake's 3rd of the day. He now has 6. Nice slider. Oh, man. No call was given here. And the Larks crowd did not like that call. We'll get a payoff pitch. It'll be Fitzgibbons' 3rd payoff pitch of the game. And it goes home, swung on and tipped. Cougars working Fitzgibbons' pitch count here early. He's now thrown 70 pitches. Jake has started out 12 of the 5 batters he's faced, 5 of the 12 batters he's faced with the first pitch strike, compared to when he started 4 of the 6 batters he faced with the first pitch strike on Wednesday. Off speed is going to punch out Pennington, and that's the 2nd time he goes down looking in the 2nd straight inning. Strikeout number 7 on the day for Fitzgibbons, number 10 on the season. That's Kane Iwata, the shortstop, batting 5th. Iwata also went down looking against Jake Fitzgibbons in the 2nd inning. And stretching the Larks dugout is Jose Velasquez. See when the Larks want to put him in and how long they want to take Fitzgibbons, whose pitch count is now at 72. 0-1 as Iwata fouls this one back. 2 on, 2 out in the third inning, tie game. Freshman from Mount Juliet looks in. Goes home, the 0-1 delivery. Fastball outside, throw to second. Jackson runs from shortstop to the right side of from the catcher's view, right side of the second base bag to save the ball from going into center. 1-1. For the Tennessee Volunteers, Fitzgibbons had an opponent batting average of .333 and gets the call here, 1-2. Came into this one with an opponent batting average of 0 flat, retiring all six of the batters he faced on Wednesday against the Kansas Cannons in his Larks debut. Slider outside, 2-2. Do it for the Larks, trying to get the lead back in this inning will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Pearson, Davis, and Schmidt. 2-2 home, and Fitzgibbons throwing that fastball a lot. Again, doesn't get the call, and will have his fourth payoff pitch on the day here. Full count, 2 on. Yoshimura at second, Anderson at first, Iwata at the dish. 2 outs at the top of the third, 1-1 ball game. Fitzgibbons sets up, goes home from the stretch. The payoff pitch popped into the right center field, and the play will be made by Dylan Dreiling after it drops. It's going to be an RBI single for Kane Iwata. Just a perfectly placed ball. Had it been a couple more feet to the right, Dylan Dreiling would have recorded out number 3. Second hit of the day for the Cougars, and they take a 2-1 lead.
The Cougars' designated hitter, number 17, Morgan Alker.
Scoring from second is Yoshimura, and advancing to third is Logan Anderson. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Lark's going to leave Fitzgibbons out there with no mound visit from Keith Harper. The second earned run of the season on the day for Jake Fitzgibbons. This delivery home to Morgan Alder, the DH, who walked in the second, a call a strike. That was Yoshimura's third run scored of the season. And for Kane Iwata, that was RBI number 4. 0-2 count with 2 away. Fitzgibbons has allowed 2 hits and walked 2 batters in this inning and punches out his third batter of the inning and number 8 on the day. All 3 outs in this inning were strikeouts, just like all 3 outs in the second were strikeouts. Has struck out 8 of the 9 outs. He's gone today, and the Larks are down by 1 as we move to the bottom of the third from Larks Park on Larks Network. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Larks is Cam Pearson. The first delivery to him misses the zone 1-0. Pearson on the day 0 for 1, flying out to Duhan for the second out of the first inning. 2-0 count on the first baseman from Cochise College. Three straight balls in this inning for Grierson. Grierson hit one batter and walked two in the last inning. 4-pitch walk number 3 on the day for Grierson, and number 9 on the mound this season. That's the 5th run of the game for the Larks, the first time they have a leadoff runner on, and Pearson represents the tying run at first. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. Hayes down 1-2. For Cam Pearson, that is walk number 6 on the season. This one chopped to the right side over the head of Larks' first base coach, Max McGuire. Davis at the dish. 1 for 1 on the day with a single in the second. Didn't get past first base as Grant Schmidt popped up to Anderson to end the inning. Schmidt on deck with Dominion in the hole. Pearson adjusts his weight at first on his lead, and the throw home misses the zone 1-1. This is Grierson's second start of the season. He's looking for his first win on the year. It's 0 for 2. Oh, 2 on the year. This is appearance number 6. Davis reads this one all the way to the bat and grounds it hard to the first base side. Takes a big hop when it hits the grass, and Cam Pearson is going to be out by a mile at third base. Not sure if he ignored the signs from Frank Leo. Leo does look a little bit upset in the third base coach's box. And Davis is the only runner on base now with 1 out. That'll bring up Grant Schmidt with the runner on first and 1 away in the bottom of the third. Schmidt on the day 0 for 1, popping up to Anderson in the first. Schmidt did travel with the team, but did not play in yesterday's ball game. Wasn't with the team. Had prior commitments. Today he's back and has a 1-0 count. This one nearly a wild pitch, saving it is Coper, and he keeps Davis at first. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away. Schmidt sends this one deep to left field. If it's fair, it's a home run, and that is a home run, a 2-run shot for Grant Schmidt. Makes it a 3-2 ball game. Grant leads the team in home runs and adds to it right there. The home run number 5 on the season, has 5 to the Larks, 12, and he picks up RBIs number 11 and 12 on the year, scoring his 10th run. Brings home Wyatt Davis for his 8th run scored of the season, and Schmidt continues his hot start to the season. Could have been a 3-run shot, and Pearson getting some flack from his teammates right now for that. All in good fun, but it's a 1-run lead thanks to Grant Schmidt here in the bottom of the third inning. Base is empty with 1 away for Leo Dominion. Crowd rose to their feet for that one, and it's reminiscent of Wednesday's ball game when Schmidt hit a walk-off solo shot to left field in the bottom of the 9th. Just roped that one. A great swing, made great contact with it. Larks have made good contact and 2 hits on this inning and have scored because of both of them. Second pitch to Dominion, called strike 2. Schmidt having a great summer after a great spring for Fort Hays. Slugged .676 for the Tigers, batted .316 with an on-base percentage above .400. Had 11 home runs for Fort Hays in this spring. A 6'3" redshirt junior now has 5 home runs for the Larks. No balls and 2 strikes to Jeminian, who's 0 for on the day with a strikeout. Not enough wind moving in from left field to affect that ball. 0-2 outside, 1-2. Leo Jeminian was invited to the senior France team and was a member of the youth national teams as France is trying to get themselves an Olympic bid for the summer 2021 Olympics in Tokyo. This delivery inside, 2-2. Leo was chosen to participate in the MLB Elite Camp and played on the MLB World Select team and is spending his second summer in Hays. The 2-2 home to Jeminian. Way inside, almost hit him in the head. He ducks out of it. All the way down would have been a hit by pitch. And it's a 3-2 count after being down 0-2. Jeminian fouls one off and takes 3 straight balls and has himself a payoff pitch here from Grierson. Grierson goes from the stretch with nobody on, and Jeminian ropes this one down to left field. Yoshimura dives for it, won't be able to make the play, and it's a well-hit single for Leo Jeminian, the second single of this inning, hit number 3. And as Jeminian's the beverage batter, he gets the Larks fans half-price beverages, and they cheer him for that one, and they all make their way down to the fan pavilion. Speedy runner at first, and Cirillo wants to have a talk with Grierson on the mound. We'll see if he wants to keep him in the game. And we will get a new pitcher and let you know who it is after the break. third. Runner on first with 1 out. As that'll bring Cord Jackson to the dish. Jackson on the day 0 for 0 after getting hit by a pitch and scoring in the second. It's Jeminian at first for Hayes. Two and 0 on the shortstop from Ontario. The Cougars scored 2 in this inning to take a 2-1 lead, and the Larks match that here. They still have 2 outs to work with, up by 1. Jeminian takes off. The throw is going to be high, but not in time. Had it been accurate, would have gotten Jeminian. The Wada thought he applied the tag in time, but Jeminian is in scoring position with the 2-1 count to Cord Jackson. New pitcher of the game is Andrew Hirsch out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Jeminian led the Larks in stolen bases last year. This year, he is in 4th place behind Tyler Palmer, Cam Pearson, and Zach Henry. He now has 5 on the season, 5 for 5 in attempts this year. This is Andrew Hirsch's 5th appearance of the year. Has thrown 10 and a third. This is his 3rd appearance in relief. ERA of 6.097 and a whip of 1.065. And he puts Cord Jackson on base here. 4 straight base runners for the Larks. We started this inning out with a Cam Pearson walk. Actually, that's the 5th straight base runner. Pearson was thrown out trying to go from first to third on a Wyatt Divis single. And then Schmidt homered home Divis. Jeminian singled, and now Jackson walks. And Hirsch is going to hit Hutchison. I thought it did. Runners advance, and they will say it did not hit Hutch. But Jeminian goes to third, Jackson to second. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. And Cerullo is going to have an early mound meeting with Andrew Hirsch. One to know is the count on Hutchison, who is 0 from the day with a great hit ball to Duan in left field, just right at him. Hirsch plays for the Arizona Christian Firebirds, an NAIA school, and is a 5'10" righty. The 2019-2020 season appeared in 3 games, 2 of those starting. No decision, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and had an opponent batting average of .370 and an ERA just 0.05 under 10. Two and 1 on the third baseman from Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Outside delivery, Coper slides on his knees to protect it. Coper had a rough second inning when Cord Jackson was at first. There was a wild pitch that he took his time getting to. Jackson made him pay for it, rounded second and head to third, and the throw to third was way over the head of Yoshimura. Went into left field, and Jackson scored, running 270 feet to put the Larks up 1-0. The 3-1 to Hutchison. The hitter's count delivery, he was a little too eager on and early, and sends it to Larks' dugout, has a full count. Hutch under Frank Leo in high school, a 2-time All-Western Athletic Conference first-team selectee, and a 2019 Sports in Kansas 5A second-team All-State selectee. The payoff pitch to Hutchison behind the number 4 on his jersey, and it's a walk for Hutchison. 6 straight runners aboard for Hayes. Bases loaded, 1 out for Brady Evans, who walked in his only plate appearance on the day. Jiminian at third, Jackson at second, Hutchison at first for the Larks. That'll bring up Brady Evans, like I just said. Hirsch this year has pitched against the Pipeliners, the Candons, the Game Day Saints, and Premier West. First pitch to Evans, he fouls off 0-1. Third walk of the inning for Hayes was Hutchison. For Hirsch, that is walk number 7 allowed on the season. And for Palmer Hutchison, that is the 8th time he's been aboard on a walk. He now solely holds a team lead, breaking a 3-way tie with Grant Long and Brady Evans. The 0-1 to Evans outside on a fastball, 1-1. Hutch's 6'2 freshman has 3 years of eligibility left at the college of his choosing. Could return to KCK or could take his talents elsewhere. He's at first. Jackson at second, Jiminian at third. 1-1 count to Evans. Strike 2 called on Evans. Brady from Wright City, Oklahoma, plays for the Murray State College Aggies in Oklahoma, a Region 2 JUCO team. In his first year, the 2020 short season, batted .343 through 14 games, had an on-base percentage of .500 flat. The 1-2 him here, outside, 2-2. No sign of Jose Velasquez, who made his way to the bullpen and then came back. Likely we'll see Jake Fitzgibbons for inning number 4. It's been a long bottom of the third. Hirsch will go home from the stretch. Fastball outside, and Brady Evans will be down on strikes for the 5th time in the past 2 ball games. And that will get Randy Jordan, the home plate umpire, some boos. Dylan Dreiling to the dish. The right fielder walked in the second inning, got to second, and then couldn't get past there. Eighth hitter the Larks have brought to the dish in this inning. First delivery home to Dreiling, outside, 1-0. Dreiling picked up walk number 3 in his only plate appearance today. Pushes up that on-base percentage above .600. Hirsch taking his time getting the signs from Coper. Dreiling the lefty in the batter's box. Be able to see this one well out of the righty's arm. And the throw and the pitch inside. Coper blocks it and keeps Jiminian at third. Two up for the Cougars in the 4th inning. The bottom of the order, Terwilliger, Coper, and Smith, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Denver. Hirsch looks at Jiminian, goes home. 2-2. Oh, man. Tough strike call here. Dreiling 5 hits on the year, 4 singles, 2 doubles. He's been walked 3 times and 13 plate appearances. This is game number 4, hitting game number 5 in total appearances, as he did pitch in one game. This one's going to be hit to deep right field, and it is going to be a grand slam for Dylan Dreiling. for Dylan Dreiling. That is RBIs number 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the season. And he makes this one a wide open ball game. Larks now lead 7-2. High fives his grandfather Frank Leo and comes home. High fives all his teammates and will get a round of applause from the Larks fans here. Just a ball that was cranked. He knew it off the bat. The second home run of the inning for the Larks. The other one was a 2-run shot from Schmidt. That brings home Leo Jiminian for run score number 11 on the season. Brings home Core Jackson for run score number 11 on the season as well. And brings home Palmer Hutchison, who Dylan Dreiling played with for 1 year at Hayes High. Hutchinson just scored run number 9 on the season. And Dylan Dreiling, who still has a year left at Hayes High and is committed to Tennessee, having a great summer playing against collegiate athletes. Base is empty, 2 outs. And after taking a tough strike called, Dreiling says, "Ball don't lie," and hit a grand slam. 1-1 is the count on Grant Long. Long fouls this one off. 1-2 at the top of the order. Larks bring their 9th hitter to the plate. In each of the first 2 innings, Long had flied out to Terwilliger. Had a 3-0 count. Leo gave him the green lights in the second inning, and he flied out. This one's going to be lined back, and we'll stay at 1-2 for pitch number 5 of the AB. That's the first grand slam of the Larks for this season. And the 13th home run through the first 10 games of the season for Hayes. Core Jackson scored for the second time today on that swing as well, so Core actually has 11 runs scored. It's now tied with Cam Pearson for the team lead, who could have scored earlier in this inning had he not been a little aggressive on the base paths and got thrown out at third. The 1-2 to Long. This is low, 2-2. Larks silent in the first inning, had just 1 hit. The second inning, they got 2 walks and a hit by pitch, scored 1. And this inning have tallied in 6. 2-2 becomes 3-2. It's a full count for Grant Long, and it's been a long bottom of the third waiting for Jake Fitzgibbons. We'll see if the Larks want to bring him out for the 4th. A long time to let your arm rest. Payoff pitch to Long outside, and he gets his first walk of the day, and the Larks have batted around. And the throw to Hirsch goes into center field, and Long rounds first hard and holds up. That's the 4th walk of the inning for the Larks. Grierson started the inning, and then Hirsch has replaced him. And there's 2 pitchers warming up, both righties in the pen for the Cougars. That'll bring up Cam Pearson, who led this inning off with a walk. Check down to first base after the pitch out. Not in time. Long slides in head first. For Grant Long, that is walk number 8. Pearson started this inning out with a walk, then Divis singled. Pearson thrown out at third. Schmidt hit a 2-run shot to left field. Jiminian then singled after that. Jackson walked. Hutchison walked. Brady Evans struck out looking, and then Dylan Dreiling hit a grand slam to right field. Grant Long has just walked, and now we're back to Cam Pearson. 1-1 is the count. Inside delivery, steps back and grounds it to Yoshimura. Throws on a hop to first base, and a nice dig from Pennington will get Pearson out for the second time in this inning. Larks score 6 in the third. They lead by 5 as we move to inning number 4 from Larks Park on Larks Network. New pitcher into the game for the Larks here in the 4th inning is Jose Velasquez. 1-0 to Jake Terwilliger becomes 1-1 as Velasquez hits the zone here. Slower delivery off speed, fouled off, 1-2. 7, 8, 9 hitters is the order Velasquez will have to face here. This is appearance number 4 on the season for Jose. Has gone 11 innings. Started game number 2 of the season, and since then all 3 appearances have been in relief.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of the youngster behind the backstop is walking, or she is walking, between the grandstand and the net. Please have the child come up into the grandstand. Thank you.
And play will be paused here as there's a kid between the limestone backstop and the foul netting. 2-2. Velasquez, all 26 of his team-leading appearances at Cochise were in relief, no starts, and he picks up strikeout number 10 on the season to the first batter he faces.
The catcher, number 19, Jake Cooper.
Jose has walked just 2 batters and struck out 9, and has now gone 11 in the 3rd innings with not allowing a hit. Hasn't allowed a hit all year. 1 away, base is empty in the top of the 4th, and it's an 0-1 count to Jake Coper, the catcher who's 0-4 on the day. Off speed, misses low, 1-1. Jose from Phoenix, Arizona, 6'3" freshman, had the least earned runs on Cochise among pitchers with a earned run average of with an average of 1 inning pitch per game, and that was 22 earned runs. He had an earned run average of 3.38. 1-2 is the count on Coper. Jose went 3 innings against the Roughnecks, got the start, and then came into relief for a second appearance of the season 8 days later at the Colorado Sox. Munch started that game, went 3 innings. We're going to get a line drive to left field, and Schmidt's going to let it drop in front of him. And Jose Velasquez has just allowed his first hit of the season. Velasquez 1-0 in the season. He picked up that win against the Sox, coming in for 6 innings, striking out 6, walking just 1. And then on Wednesday, June 16th, just a few days ago, he went 2 innings in relief, striking out 1, no hits, no walks. Has an ERA of 0 flat and a whip of an elite number of 0.182. That just went up right there, but still. Started all 11 innings coming into this one with a leadoff out and continues that streak here. It's been a tremendous start to the season for number 26. One and 0 on Aiden Smith, who walked in the 3rd to lead off the inning. So it's a day for Jake Fitzgibbons on the mound. In total, he goes 3 innings, throws 83 pitches. 48 of those strikes, got 1 ground out, and the other 8 outs he recorded were strikeouts. 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and it's a day for the Tennessee Volunteer. 2-0 is the count to the bottom of the order, second baseman. Check over at first, not in time. Just keeping Coper honest. Lights on as it's an overcast night here in Hayes with a chance of rain on the forecast. The 2-0 off speed. Chop to Mark Cirillo, the third base coach. 2-1. Cirillo watched his team lose 10-4 yesterday to the hands of the Larks, and the Cougars lost their 4th of the last 5 games for them. They're 3-9 on the year. Larks 8-1, looking to pick up win number 9 and their 5th game won in a row. Strike called here, 2-2. Nice job hitting the corner there. Larks started out 4-0, dropped 1. A tough one to lose on a walk-off hit after being up by 5 runs in the 8th inning. So Colorado Sox a week ago from today, and then since then have won 4 games straight. One on Monday, 18-16 after being down 11-1, and then one on Wednesday on a Grant Schmidt walk-off solo shot. Jose Velasquez strikes out, number 11 on the season, and number 2 right there. And Smith has some words for Randy Jordan. Jose Velasquez unfazed and has 2 outs with a runner on first. Velasquez made 3 saves for Cochise this year through 58 2/3 innings pitched, struck out 57 and walked 34. And brings us to the top of the order. Braden Duhan, 0 for 2 in the day with a ground out and a strikeout. His first look at Jose Velasquez this season. 10 of the 11 outs in this ballgame have been strikeouts. 4 swinging strikeouts. And 5 backwards Ks, striking out looking. 1-1. Wind picking up a little bit, moving across the infield and outfield from the left field side. Velasquez offsets his front foot, goes home from the stretch. Ooh, a nice pitch that we've seen get the call earlier in that same spot. Randy Jordan does not give the call to Jose Velasquez, and it's a 2-1 count. Velasquez has been dynamic and worked well his off-speed in with his fastball on the year. Check over at Coper. Looked like he might have come off the bag, and Pearson made sure to keep the tag on him. On the base paths, Tony Vega doesn't give the Larks out number 3. The 2-1 home, slider inside, hitters count. Jose Velasquez had a strikeout per 9 innings rate of 8.74 at Cochise. Larks were expected to see 3 pitchers today. Jake Fitzgibbons got the start with 3 innings. Now it's Jose Velasquez. The Larks are expected to use Cade Brown if necessary. This one's popped a mile high into shallow center field. Cord Jackson calls off Grant Lung and Leo Jiminian and makes the catch behind second base. And Jose Velasquez strikes out 2, allows 1 hit in his first inning of work. And the Larks go back to the dugout up 7-2 as we move to the bottom half of this 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th, Wyatt Divis is going to lead it off for the Larks as Andrew Hirsch returns to the mound for his first inning that'll start off. Came in relief of Dylan Grierson, my bad, in the last inning. Divis singled in the 3rd. Larks brought 10 hitters to the plate in that inning, scoring 6, capped off by the grand slam from Dylan Dreiling. 1-1 on Dwight Divis in year number 4 with the Larks. He's a 5'10 senior from Lincoln, Nebraska. Hirsch takes a deep breath, goes home, and Divis going to pop this one straight back. Coper chases it, and ditches the helmet and face backs. And this one makes up for his earlier drop ball in foul territory and records out number 1. One away in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up Grant Schmidt, the left fielder. Popped up to Anderson for out number 3 of the first inning, and then hit a a 2-run shot, brought home Wyatt Davis in the last inning. 0-1 with 1 away, bases empty. Larks up by 5 in the bottom of the 4th. Jiminian on deck with Jackson in the hole for Hayes. Grant Schmidt had the walk-off on Wednesday after having a slow start. I believe he was 0 for 4 or 0 for 3 coming into that AB, and then sent the Larks home with a dub. That was number 7 on the year. They got number 8 yesterday. Had an 8-3 win on Saturday, or 8-3 lead on last Saturday, a week from today, that they blew and otherwise would be undefeated. Grant Schmidt will be down on strikes here, looking 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Didn't like that call. Randy Jordan has gotten a lot of flack today for his calls. Now to the beverage batter Jiminian, who got the Larks fans happy in the inning number 3, singled, and got the Larks fans half-price beverages. Came around to score a run. Was one of 6 Larks to score in that inning. Fouls this one off, 0-1. Hirsch on the mound will go from the stretch, righty versus righty. Changeup hangs in the air, and Jiminian sends it back. 0-2. Larks looking to take the series tonight versus the Cougars. A win would secure it. Game 2 of a 3-game series. Game 3 will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. as the Larks celebrate Stand Up to Cancer Night. Jiminian stays alive, 0-2. Struck out in his first AB, and then, like I said, singled in the 3rd. After tomorrow's game, Larks will have Monday off and play 2 games against the Collegians, and then have 2 days off, and a 2-game series against the Sox. 1-2 after this one scares the crowd. Leo ropes this one in. Nice pitch to hit. Pulled his hands in just a tad too early and fouls it to the Larks bullpen. So we'll stay at 1-2 to the French center fielder. Leo, a great guy to have in the clubhouse. Know all of his teammates like him. And I'm certainly glad to have him back for his 2nd year with the Larks. Played in all 32 games last year for Hayes. Led the team with 15 stolen bases. Had an on-base percentage of .372, having 27 hits and 21 walks. Hits this one to left field. Duhan moves back and then realizes that it's 80 feet in front of him. Iwata moves about 20 feet back into the outfield from shortstop and makes out number 3. Larks go 1-2-3 in the 4th, and we go to the 5th. Hayes up by 5. Top of the fifth. Leading it off is Yuki Yoshimura. On the day, 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a strikeout. Scored one of the 2 runs in that third inning for the Cougars. Grant Long fields it, fumbles it, regains it, and that's about the 3rd time that he's made up for an early bobble. Got the runner out at first, recovering. It's a good spot to be at second base. If you do that at third base, the play is pretty much over, and Yoshimura back to the dugouts, now 0 for 2. One away base is empty. Velasquez wasting no time to deliver here to Anderson inside 1-0. Larks went scoreless in the 4th for the first time since the first inning. Two and 0. Anderson singled in the 3rd, brought home Yoshimura. Foul ball here, 2-1. Larks still defensively. Schmidt in left, Jiminian in center, Dreiling in right field. Cam Pearson playing first base, Grant Long at second with Cord Jackson at shortstop, and Palmer Hutchison manning the hot corner. This one is lined to Cord Jackson. It takes a bounce in front of him, and he will throw to Cam Pearson to get out number 2. 1 ground out to Long, 1 to Jackson here in the 5th. 2 away bases empty. Larks up by 5. That brings up the cleanup hitter Carter Pennington, who struck out looking twice against Jake Fitzgibbons, the Tennessee Volunteer, and is getting his first look at Jose Velasquez in 2021 right now. 1-0 to Pennington. Brady Evans gives the sign to Velasquez. Larks not wasting time in this inning. This one's hit to left center field. Grant Schmidt hits a sprint and will make the catch 20 feet in front of the 349 sign. Larks get a 1-2-3 fifth. 2 ground outs and a line out. We move to the bottom half. Hayes up by 5. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Cord Jackson will be the leadoff hitter of the bottom of the 5th. Has made 2 plate appearance, still looking for his first statistical at-bat after being hit by a pitch in the 2nd and scoring, and then walking and scoring in the 3rd inning. 0-1 after this one's fouled off. Hutchison on deck with Evans in the hole. That's who's due up for the Larks here in the 5th. Delivery home to Jackson, fouled over to the Cougars dugout, 0-2. Jackson, a Nebraska Cornhuskers commit, 2-time Ontario Baseball Association champion. He's on the Canadian junior national team. still could play U18 ball. This one's lined at Yoshimura, and that's the second time the Larks have had one hit well there that he just doesn't have a long enough arm to get to. And it's Jackson's first hit of the game. He's aboard for the third time.
The Larks third baseman, Palmer Hutchison.
That'll bring up Palmer Hutchison to the dish. 0 for 1 today with a walk, a run scored, and a line out to Duhan, who just fumbled that one, but Cord Jackson wasn't able to get to second on it. For Palmer Hutchison, that walk in the last inning. As Cord Jackson takes off, and we won't get a throw as it's a called strike. Runner at second with nobody out. So saying that walk from Hutchison was number 8 on the year. He has 8 hits, 4 singles, and 4 doubles. For Cord Jackson, that is stolen base number 5 on 5 attempts. Tied with Tyler Palmer and Leo Jiminian for third place on the team in terms of stolen bases. Hutchison a little early on this off speed and sends it to left field foul. It is Luke Terbeek warming up for Hayes. Still Andrew Hirsch on the mound for the Cougars. They had 2 guys warming up. Now it's just 1. See how long Mark Cirillo wants to take Hirsch. The 0-2 to Hutchison out of Kansas City, Kansas Community College is going to hit him. He almost was hit early in the game. This one does plunk that number 4 on his back, and there's 2 on with nobody out. The second hit by pitch the Larks have had today. Jackson at second, Hutchison at first.
The catcher, number 7, Brady Evans.
I'll bring up Brady Evans to the plate. 0 for 1 the day with a strikeout and a walk. It's the only one of the Larks' 3 through 9 hitters who haven't scored. Grant Lund, Cam Pearson, the other 2 for the Larks that haven't scored. Slider outside 1-0. Dylan Drowling on deck had that grand slam in his last at-bats with Grant Lund in the hole. Early RBI opportunity for Evans with the runner at second. 1-0 becomes 1-1, and he has not gotten any calls at the plate in the past 2 days. He picked up 19 RBIs for the Aggies this year and 3 last year for Murray State College. Larks fans, make sure to subscribe while you're watching the stream. It's free if you're signed in on YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You'll get notified each time we go live for each game. Subscribing really helps us out. It helps us be able to do more stuff with the YouTube channel. It allows us to be able to stream the games from our website once we hit 1,000 subscribers. And it just helps us reach a broader audience as it'll show up in more people's recommended. There's just no downside, no emails, no spam, nothing. Just the subscription really helps us out. 2-1 to Evans. Evans was one of 3 catchers on the roster with Sam Corral and Brock Loomis. Sam Corral is still in Texas after injuring his hamstring in Denver with the team, flew home, and is starting to get back to seeing some action and being ready to go again. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Evans. Grounds this one to Smith at second base. Underhand toss to Iwata in time. And the throw will go to third. And looks like Cord Jackson's caught in a pickle. He will be tagged out. But Brady Evans goes to second. Thought that was 3 outs and started to head to the dugout. Goes back quickly. Just a mental error right there. Gets 2 outs. Evans now 0 for 1 the day, reaching on a fielder's choice. Hutchison was out on that throw to second. So to bring us to the bottom of the order, Dylan Dreiling will get a courtesy runner for the second time for Brady Evans. It's Zach Henry. Dreiling on the day, 1 for 1 the day. He walked into second, got to second base on a stolen base attempt along with Zach Henry. and then was stuck at second base after a flyout from Grant Lung into the inning. And then had that grand slam in the third inning to put the Larks up 7-2. Delivery home, almost hits Dreiling, 1-0. Almost the third hit batter of the game. Do it for the Cougars in the sixth inning will be Iwata, Alder, and Terwilliger. Larks have 6 hits compared to the Cougars 3, and Hayes has 5 more runs than Denver. 1 error for Denver. It was the catcher, Coper, and the Larks have no errors in this ballgame. The 1-0, Dreiling steps out of the box and takes it down the middle, 1-1. Perfect game had Dylan Dreiling as the number 2 overall player in Kansas. It's part of a Hayes High class of 2022 that has 3 different athletes with Division I Power 5 offers. This one is popped over to left field. Duhan will be called off by Iwata, and Iwata will end the second straight inning on a pop-up. And that will be the 5th. Larks put 3 on base, but don't score any runs. They're still up by 5 as we move to the 6th on Larks Network. Of the 6th, Jose Velasquez back to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Has struck out 2, allowed just 1 hit, no walks on the day. Leading off is Kane Iwata, the shortstop. He's 1 for 2 in the day with a single and a strikeout, both against Jake Fitzgibbons. 0-2 is the count on Iwata. Velasquez out of Phoenix, Arizona, goes from the windup. Oh, a nice on-speed pitch. Gets Iwata in front of it. Couldn't read it. Great pitch from Velasquez right there. Picks up strikeout number 3 on the day and number 12 on the season. This will be Jose's 14th inning pitching this season. Has punched out 3 of the 7 outs today, compared to Fitzgibbons, who struck out 8 of his 9 outs. 0-1, another first pitch strike from Velasquez does that a lot and has started off all 12 innings. He's pitched, All 14 innings he's pitched with a leadoff out. This one's ground to Cord Jackson. A nice play from the shortstop. We'll get the throw to Pearson in time. And 2 up, 2 down quick for the Cougars, down to their final 10 outs, down by 5.
Now hitting the center fielder, number 6, Jake Terwilliger.
That'll bring up Jake Terwilliger, the center fielder. Terwilliger on the day 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Evans sets up down the middle, gives Velasquez the signs. Jose gives him a nod, goes from the windup. Another nice off speed. Ooh, Jordan does not give him the call, 1-0. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of this inning will be the top of the order, Lung, Pearson, and Divis. Fastball and nicely working in the fastball for the off speed. Gets a swing and a miss down to Terwilliger. Coper on deck with Smith in the hole should the Cougars need him. Jose looking to make sure they don't. 1-1 way inside, and they will say this hits the thigh of Terwilliger. Runner on first with 2 away for Jose Velasquez. That is just hit batter on the season. Number 4. No hit batters in his latest 2 appearances, but on his first outing of the season, he hit 3 batters in 3 innings. So we'll get him at first base. Terwilliger aboard for the second time.
Jake Coper.
First batter the Larks have hit today, number 3 overall in the game. Jake Coper to the dish now, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Was the second batter Velasquez faced in the 4th. This delivery outside, 1-0. Brady Evans gives him the sign. Velasquez gives him a hard nod. From the stretch, fastball does get the call in the same location, 1-1. Strike zone kind of been a little inconsistent tonight. But we'll take that one. And it's a 1-1 count on the 8th spot, the catcher. This one just outside, according to home plate umpire Randy Jordan, 2-1. Velasquez struck out. He wanted to start this inning, got a ground out to Cord Jackson from all there, and then just hit Terwilliger. 2-1, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Bases empty and sticking to third with a runner at first. And this one just misses the zone. Larks crowd wanted that one. 3-1. Velasquez with a good tempo, a dynamic pitcher on the mound. Gets set. Brings up his front foot, goes home, and will walk his first batter of the day. Walk number 3 on the season through 13 2/3. That'll put Terwilliger at second and Coper at first. Bottom of the order, it's Aiden Smith to the dish. Scored the first run of the game for Denver. That was in the 3rd inning. He led the inning with a leadoff walk. That was his lone appearance against Jake Fitzgibbons, and then he struck out in the 4th. Two on, 2 outs. This delivery swung on and foul tipped. 0-1. Smith struck out for out number 2 of the 4th inning was batter face number 3 for Jose Velasquez. The 0-1 home swung on, hit to the Larks dugouts. Keith Harper makes a nice one-hop play on it. We'll get some cheers from the crowd. Wind starting to pick up again, moving in from left center field. Much cooler than yesterday's ball game, but still a great turnout on a nice Saturday evening. The 0-2 home runner takes off to third, but it won't matter. Jose Velasquez strikes out his second of the inning, his second 2-strikeout inning. He's now struck out 13 batters on the season, and the Larks take a 5-run lead to the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order for the bottom of the 6th, it's Grant Lung, who's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to Terwilliger, and then a walk in his latest at bat. 1-0 on the second baseman from the University of Sioux Falls. Pearson on deck with Divis in the hole for your Larks. Swing and a miss on this delivery and off speed. 1-1. Long a redshirt junior, 1 year of eligibility left for the Cougars in South Dakota left. In his career at USF, 148 games, 137 hits. 8 of those home runs, has driven in 91 runs and scored 87 times. 2-1 on Long. Hirsch sets up hard here, goes home. 2-1 delivery, off speed above the letters. Both teams wearing white tonight. It's not often you see a road team wearing white pants, but Cougars are doing that. White uniforms with a gray stripe across the bottom front, gray lettering with a white number with a black trim. Hayes white pants, white vest with the red lettering, blue trim, red sleeves, and Lung is aboard for his second straight walk. Leadoff base runner for Hayes. That is the 3rd inning in the last 4 that the Larks have a leadoff base runner. For Lung, that is walk number 9 on the year. That'll bring up Cam Pearson. 0 for 2 on the day with a walk, a ground out, and a flyout. Ropes this one to left center field, and making the play in front of the Bank of Hayes sign and in front of the 349 marker is Duhan. He saves extra bases and saves a run, and Grant Lung hustles back to first, read it as a hit, and was almost to second when the ball was caught. That's the second time Duhan has robbed the Larks of a well-hit ball. The earlier one was Palmer Hutchison back in the second inning, had a line drive to deep left field, but Duhan just made a nice play. Now to Wyatt Divis, pumped up in his last at-bat to Coper in foul territory, but in his first 2 ABs had singles, and he scored a run. One and 0 to Divis. Larks up 7-2 here on the bottom of the sixth. Have been quiet in the past 2 innings. Looking to add on to the lead here. 1-0 to Divis. Misses outside. 2-0. Divis last year with the Larks batted .336 with 15 RBIs and 36 hits. The year before that, batted .336 again. Not often you see 2 exact same batting averages. Drove in 40 runs and had 40 hits. Last year he had 31 walks. The team lead also led the team in runs. But when you walk more than you get hits, when you walk significantly more than you did the year before, you're going to have less RBIs. Did have more hits than walks last year by 5. But in 2019 was a first-team All-League selection for KCLB. Was a co-pitcher of the year. Last year, no awards in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. The Larks' first year in the league, and this is year number 2. This is the Larks' 3rd league in the past 4 years. We're in the Jayhawk League forever. League broke up, went to the KCLB, didn't like the competition in there, and wanted some better competition, so joined the RBL, but the Larks still won it pretty easily last year and looking to do so this year again. The 3-1 to Divis, the hitter's count hit over to the left side, and Yoshimura will make, or not make the play. I'm not sure what they're calling. It looked like the ball dropped out of the glove. They will say, Tony Vega does say he caught it and then dropped it on the recollection, and that will be out number 2, but Randy Jordan's going to talk to him, and Vega stands on his point that the catch was made. We're getting some jeers from the crowd, and it is ruled out number 2, and Wyatt Divis will be back to the dugout for his second straight pop-up in foul territory. He doesn't like the call in, and I get where he's coming from for sure.
The left fielder, Grant Schmidt.
That'll bring up Grant Schmidt, 1 for 3 on the day with a pop-up in his first at-bat. A 2-run shot to left field in his second at-bat in the 3rd inning. And then he struck out in the 4th inning looking on a tough call from home plate umpire Randy Jordan. 2-away runner on first in the bottom of the 6th. Hits this one hard to left field. It's going to be way out of play. 0-1. Due up in the 7th inning. Down to their final 9 outs will be the top of the order for the Cougars. Duhan, Yoshimura, and Anderson. Still Andrew Hirsch on the mound. And we've got 3 guys in the bullpen, one of those being the catcher for Denver. Saw Luke Terbeek warming up earlier for Hayes. No sign what's to come for the Larks. 1-1. Schmidt having a great season. Leads the team in home runs and picked up one of those in the 3rd, driving in 2 runs. Those were RBIs number 11 and 12 on the season, and he scored his 10th run on the year. Hirsch has now thrown 56 pitches, 25 of those strikes, and it's a 2-1 count to Grant Schmidt. Hirsch has gone 3 1/3, allowing 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 earned runs. This one's hit to Yoshimura, waits on it, fields at the chest, and throws across the diamond to Pennington. Larks get a leadoff base run on a walk, but after a fly out, a pop-up, and a ground out, they leave Grant Long at first base. We go to the 7th. Hayes up 7-2 from Larks Park. Top of the 7th, we go from Larks Park. To the mound is Luke Terbeek out of New Vennep, Netherlands. First batter he'll face is the top of the order. Braden Duhan. Duhan on the day, 0 for 3 with a ground out, a pop-up, and a strike. One and 0, lined right back, and Luke Terbeek bobbles it and makes a nice play and records out number 1 on his 4th outing. Good reactions for the knuckleballer out of Arizona Western College. Has spent the past 2 years with the Matadors. Terbeek has gone 10 2/3 innings coming into this one start. He's 0 for 0 on the year, as his one start was blown in the 8th inning by the Larks bullpen. This one's flied into center field, and Leo Jiminian will record out number 2. Yoshimura back to dugouts, 0 for 3, and it's been a quick 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Logan Anderson to the box now. He's 1 for 3 in the day with a ground out, a strikeout, and a single. Terbeek, a righty from the windup. Fastball called strike 1. 0-1 on Anderson. Terbeek from the windup, off speed, popped over to the right side. Cam Harrison goes into foul territory, is in front of the bullpen, and watches it fly out of play. 0-2. Terbeek made 9 appearances for the Matadors this spring. Went 5-0 with a strikeout per 9 innings rate of 7.52. Started 5 games, 21 earned runs, and an ERA of 5.85. We'll go 0-2 to the 3-hole in the top of the 7th. And we'll get time. Terbeek only made 1 appearance in 2020 for Arizona Western. Allowed 2 earned runs through 1 2/3 innings, walked 3 and struck out 2. Played for the Dutch national U18 team and was a 2019 Roel de Man Award winner for the best young pitcher from the Netherlands. Brady Evans wants to chat with them. Well, it's still an 0-2 count. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the 7th inning will be Jiminian, Jackson, and Hutchison. Terbeek will get some chalk, wipe it off, and go 0-2. Terbeek comes into this one with an ERA of 3.375, and a whip of 1.219. Off speed, gets a swing and a miss out of Anderson. Strikeout number 1 on the day for Terbeek, and strikeout number 13 on the year. That'll bring us to the 7th inning stretch on Larks Network. Hayes up, 7-2. Bottom of the 7th after a long 7th inning stretch where the barbershop quartet brought in to, or the barbershop